What is a positive experience? Striving for positive experiences often creates a negative experience. Embracing negative experiences, on the other hand, can be a positive one. Imagine you've set a goal to become a successful entrepreneur. You're determined to put in a lot of effort to make it happen. But this very commitment means that being far from your goal will trigger negative emotions, as you'll be acutely aware of the gap between where you are and where you want to be. This gap can seriously affect your self-esteem and overall well-being. This ties into the wisdom of Epicurus, who suggested that if you desire wealth, don't try to add more to your money, but subtract from your desires. The concept of the backwards law is rooted in the idea that the more you push for something, the more you'll encounter negative outcomes or feel worse than you did before. This seems to contradict the conventional advice that hard work and effort lead to success and happiness. Yet, the backwards law suggests there's a limit to how much effort should be applied in pursuit of a goal. Sometimes, stepping back and allowing things to unfold naturally can be more effective. It's about finding balance and recognizing when too much striving becomes counterproductive. Alan Wilson Watts, a renowned English writer, theologian, and speaker, is famous for his role in introducing Eastern philosophies like Buddhism, Taoism, and Advaita Vedanta to the Western world. His work has been invaluable in bridging Eastern and Western philosophical traditions, offering insightful and thought-provoking perspectives. One of his key teachings relates to the backwards law. While this concept stems from Tao Te Ching or Zen Buddhism, Watts is often credited for popularizing it in the West. He simplified it by saying, "The more you try to grab hold of something, the more it slips through your fingers." This law is about the flow of energy in our efforts and focus. When we stop trying so hard, we can achieve what we want. The backwards law invites us to look beyond surface-level goals and ask ourselves what we truly want out of life and why. It encourages us to seek deeper fulfillment rather than simply chasing worldly achievements. Watts noted that we don't know what we truly want because we can't define it. Therefore, the backwards law doesn't just tell us what to stop focusing on, but directs our energy towards what we genuinely desire. It urges us to examine our goals and motivations, reaching a clearer understanding of why we pursue them. The backwards law provides a helpful framework for delving deeper into our desires and motivations. It encourages us to reflect inwardly, critically assessing what we truly need. By understanding why we want certain things, we can identify any inconsistencies between superficial desires and deeper, more meaningful needs. This introspection allows us to make wiser choices and live more fulfilling lives. Firstly, the pursuit of happiness through constant striving often works against us. It challenges the common notion that happiness can only be achieved through attaining specific goals. In reality, constantly seeking happiness can lower our sense of contentment, whereas simply letting go can foster happiness without a particular motive. Secondly, anxiety arises when we try to control our environment. By overestimating our ability to control everything, we increase our anxiety. In contrast, by releasing control, we can achieve self-acceptance and move closer to inner peace. Thirdly, wealth eludes us when we constantly remind ourselves of our desire to be rich. The more we fixate on wealth, the poorer we feel, regardless of the actual amount of money we have. True wealth is a state of mind. Lastly, shifting our focus from chasing love to understanding ourselves allows love to naturally flow towards us. When we know our values and desires, we can better identify the kind of love that truly fulfills us. Arthur Schopenhauer, the German philosopher, argued that the human tendency to constantly seek more to satisfy our desires is inherently irrational. Schopenhauer viewed humans as embodiments of the will to live, a powerful, aimless force driving our desires. This unending striving, he believed, is the root cause of all human suffering. He suggested that this perpetual desire, fueled by a sense of scarcity, can never be fully satisfied, leading to endless dissatisfaction. Schopenhauer proposed that the only way to escape this cycle is by detaching from the will, which he saw as the ultimate goal of human existence. The human mind perceives a sense of lack when it sees the present moment as inadequate. This feeling drives us to seek comfort in things we believe will provide more pleasure. However, once we reach those goals, we often find ourselves just as dissatisfied as before. Schopenhauer also noted that all pleasures are fleeting and illusory, as no fulfilled desire brings lasting satisfaction. To apply the backwards law effectively, affirmations can sometimes be helpful. However, it's important to note that if the affirmation isn't in line with your current beliefs, it won't be effective. For example, repeatedly saying, I'm a millionaire, won't work if you don't believe it. Your conscious mind will reject it, and it won't sink into your subconscious, preventing the desired outcome. The key to millionaire-level success lies in shifting focus from the monetary goal to the process of achieving it. Instead of obsessing over the end result, focus on aligning your actions with your vision, making each small step along the way a part of the larger goal. If your goal is to attract more clients, every website click, inquiry, and potential client interaction should be seen as a step towards success. This focus on incremental progress helps train your subconscious mind for growth and abundance, rather than a scarcity mindset. Effective alignment of desire and imagination is essential for success. Focusing solely on desire can hinder progress. Intense fixation on the end goal may cause us to neglect the steps needed to reach it. When we desire something that seems unattainable, it becomes difficult to fully believe in the possibility of achieving it. The key is to harmonize desire with imagination. Believing in the possibility of success is essential. Both the effort and the belief must work together for optimal results. As Napoleon Hill wisely said, your subconscious mind works continuously, both while you're awake and asleep. In his book, The Power of the Subconscious Mind, Joseph Murphy illustrates this with an example. Imagine walking along a plank on the ground. It's easy because there are no consequences for falling. Your desire to walk the plank aligns with your belief that you can do it. Now, imagine the same plank elevated 20 feet in the air between two walls. The desire may still be there, but now the fear of falling introduces doubt. This is where the challenge arises. The conscious desire conflicts with the subconscious belief, which controls 95% of our thoughts and actions. Buddha emphasized the importance of being present. Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. Anticipatory anxiety often stems from facing uncertainty or unfamiliar situations, causing worry and stress about the future. Managing this anxiety requires relinquishing conscious control, which can be tough. But with the right techniques like mindfulness or cognitive behavioral therapy, it's possible to reduce anxiety and improve mental well-being. To achieve a better balance between conscious and subconscious decision-making, it's helpful to shift our perspective. Instead of seeing challenges as threats, we can view them as opportunities for growth. This change in mindset allows our subconscious to guide us, making decisions feel more intuitive and natural over time. Take driving as an example. Initially, learning to drive feels overwhelming. There's a lot to learn and practice, but eventually, our brains adjust, and we start driving almost automatically. Once we've mastered the skill, we can multitask or engage in conversation without consciously thinking about the act of driving. But we still need to stay focused on the road. Similarly, in life, we can enter a state of flow, where actions feel effortless. This state occurs when we've practiced something so much that it becomes second nature. When we focus too much on effort, however, we disrupt this flow and hinder our performance. Thus, releasing excessive conscious control is key to entering the flow state. The goal is to let intuition and automatic processes guide our actions, allowing us to perform at our best without overthinking. Finally, I leave you with the wisdom of Seneca. True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence on the future. Remember, the more you cling to something, the more it will slip away. When we let go of the need for control, we can be present in the moment, creating space for deeper connections and greater inner peace. By being mindful of our thoughts, actions, and surroundings, we can become more self-aware and make more intentional choices. This mindfulness helps us align with our vision for the future and take purposeful steps towards creating a fulfilling life.